Mrs. Kessler from Walsh Jesuit High School, and this section is on factoring by the guess and check method. Now, I know that we talked a little bit about doing the rewrite method, but sometimes when you have numbers that are prime in the front or don't have a lot of factors, you can actually factor this by using a guess and check method, which literally is just guessing and checking. So when you factor something like this, you know that you're going to have 3x and a 1x, okay? Because that's going to be the different factors of 3. You also know the factors of 4 can be 1 and 4 or 2 and 2. Now, because we have two plus signs here, we know that we're going to have plus signs within both of these parentheses because we're not going to have to worry about negative numbers. So there really are different types of, there's a lot of different combinations that you can make, but we can guess and check what they are. So we know we're going to have a 3x and we're going to have a 1x. But we also have a plus sign here and a plus sign here. Now, 4 can be 4 and 1, or it can be 2 and 2. So let's go ahead and just try it. Let's put a 4 here and a 1 here. So then just FOIL and see what happens. 3x times 1x gives me 3x squared. 3x times 1 plus 3x. 4x times 1x is plus 4x. And then 4 times 1 is plus 4. So when you combine your like terms, 3x squared plus 7x plus 4, which is what we wanted to get. So guess and check worked rather than just going through and doing the rewrite method. Now let's look at another example. This one is a little bit harder to do by guess and check because 6 is not prime and neither is 8. So 6 can have different factors of 6 and 1. You can also have 2 and 3. Same with 8. You can have 1 and 8. And you can also have 4 and 2. Also, 8 is negative, so one of these numbers is going to have to be negative. So you might have to have -1 and +8, +1 and -8, or you would have -4 and +2, or 4 and -2. So it gets a little bit crazy with this, but let's go ahead and try guess and check. So let's go ahead and try first one. Okay, so let's just pick some of these different factors. So let's do 6x and 1x. And let's go ahead and try these two. So we would have a -1 and a +8. So 6x times 1x, the first ones are always going to work because we have both of these factors already set. It's the middle number that we need to worry about. So let's try this. -1 times 1 is going to give, or -1 times 1x is going to give me -x. And the other place where you're going to get the x is the outside. So you really just need to check the outside and the inside. And that's going to give me plus 48x, which is not going to work because we want 13x. So that one doesn't work. So let's go ahead and maybe flip them and try something else. Let's go ahead and try instead, let's do 6x and let's try instead plus 8. And then you could also have x minus 1. So again, we want to check the things that are on the inside and the outside. So we get a -6x, and here we get a plus 8x, which gives me 2x, which is not 13x, so we don't want to try that one. So that means this does not work with 6 and 1. All right, so let's go ahead and maybe try 2 and 3 with one of these. All right, so let's try 2 and 3. Erase this so you can see. All right, so let's try 2x and 3x, okay? And so we're going to want to get up to 13x. So let's go ahead and try this next one. We could have a +1 and a -8. Now, 2x times 3x is going to give me that 6x squared. 2x times -8 gives me a -16x. 3x times 1 gives me a +3x, which gives me -13x, but that's really close to what I want, so why don't we just switch the signs and see if that works? Because we got the sign or the number that we wanted, but just not the right signs. So let's make this a negative, this one a positive. So instead, I would have a positive 16x, okay? Or I would have, yes, a positive 16x and then a -3x, which would give me 13x. So the answer that I want is this one right here. 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 8. Now, I only had to try 3 different ones. But if you didn't happen to try this on the 3rd time and you tried it on like the 10th time, this could take a long time. So if you recognize what they are really quickly, it's easy to use guess and check. Or if you recognize that our first number and our last number are prime, use guess and check. But when in doubt, use the rewrite method. This is just something easy to do. If you don't feel like doing the rewrite method, you can try guess and check. So, if you have any questions, please stop in the math office or you can email me at kesserse@walshjesuit.org. I'll see you in class.